Okay, group 2. The leader of group 2, are you here? Group 3. Are you here? There is something I want us to do. I want us to use the first minutes of this lecture to look to classify research based on the criteria I discussed this morning. So I want the group leaders to be here because we need to ask you some certain questions. So for group 1, I guess I'm coming. It should be a research question, topic. So can you see my slide?
Yes.
All right, so I want us to use the first 20 minutes of this lecture to classify your research titles or your research projects based on the criteria I discussed earlier this morning. So for group 1, is the information on the slide correct? The title of your project.
Sorry, Doctor, I don't see the full slide.
Okay, can you see the slide now?
Yes.
All right.
Okay.
Is the title correct?
Yes, the data is correct.
All right, so I want you to guide us through. Based on the source of the data that you wish to collect, in what category do you think your research falls in?
Would be secondary.
Secondary. So that means you are doing a review.
Yes, maybe a review. But we
All right.
don't decide fully yet.
Okay, no, for now, what have you proposed? It's a review, right?
Yes.
All right, so do any of the members have any question regarding this? So based on the source of the data, it's going to be classified as a secondary research. Any question regarding this or any objection from the members? Any objection? All agreed. All right. How about the next criteria? The purpose of the research.
Would be descriptive.
Okay, descriptive. So you want to look at what has been done, the treatment that have been given,
yes,
and the outcomes.
Yes.
All right, very good. Any question regarding this? How about the process? Qualitative, quantitative, mixed method.
Would
Or
be
undecided.
undecided yet.
All right, but what do you think it should be? Do you want to include both qualitative and quantitative studies? I'm not saying this is not a fixed thing. It's just for you to learn how to classify the research based on the criteria we discussed earlier. It's sort of like an exercise for you.
Okay. Maybe it will be mixed or mainly qualitative.
Qualitative.
Yes.
Why qualitative? I think it's supposed to be quantitative.
Quantitative.
Right? You want to see outcomes. Outcomes can be mortality, number of death, or treatment failure. I'm just thinking, I'm not saying that's how it should be. But okay, now let's take it as qualitative.
Okay.
Okay? How about based on the outcomes? Is it fundamental,
Fundamental.
or applied? Other members, even if you are not in this group, you can chip in to voice your opinion. Is it
Yes.
applied or basic?
Basic.
Okay, do you agree with her?
Yes.
Remember, do you all agree with your
Yes,
leader?
it is.
It's basic.
Yes,
Why do you think
yes,
it is
it is
basic?
fundamental. Because we want to identify or we want to clarify our problems.
Okay, so it's not
Not
applied.
finding solution.
All right, excellent. Okay. Right, any question regarding this classification? Any question regarding this classification from the audience? Please don't keep quiet. If you agree, okay, you are okay with it. If you are not, then you tell us what you think it should be. Shall I proceed to the next group?
Can do it.
All right, so group 2, is the leader available? The leader of group 2. Group 2 members. Is the group leader around? If the group leader is not around, is there any member of group 2 that is available?
Yes, yes.
Yes,
Okay.
Doctor.
Is the title correct?
Yes, Doctor. It's correct.
All right, so can you classify it for us? Based on the source of the data, what type of research is this? Is it primary or secondary?
I would say it's primary.
Okay, primary. Why do you think it's primary?
Because there's no data yet regarding this issue from other sources.
Okay, so you are collecting the data directly from the respondents.
Yes.
All right, agreed. How about based on the purpose of the research? What kind of research is it?
As in qualitative or quantitative, is it?
Yeah.
No, I think it's qualitative. Yeah, what is the purpose?
Analytical.
Oh, analytical. Okay, sorry.
Okay, what group does your research falls in? Do you think it's descriptive or exploratory or analytical?
I would say exploratory.
Exploratory. Why do you think it's exploratory?
Because it's like a new research.
Okay, so what method are you using?
Method is qualitative.
Or qualitative? All right. That's why I asked about the method, because mostly exploratory is qualitative in nature. Okay. Based on the outcomes, what kind of research is this? Is it basic or applied?
I think it's fundamental, basic.
Okay, all right, very good, correct. Right, group 3, is the leader around? Group 3, the leader or any of the member or any of the members. Is the title correct?
Okay, so for the source of the data is the primary.
Primary research. Okay, good.
And then for the purpose of the research,
Is it descriptive or exploratory?
descriptive research.
Okay, good. Right, based on the process.
The process is quantitative.
Quantitative, which one? Can you come again?
Quantitative.
Quantitative, okay.
Yes.
Based on the outcome?
Fundamental.
Good. So for group 4, I've not received your title yet. Do you have the title now? Group 4 members.
Yes, doctor.
Okay, do you have the title or are you still working on it?
Oh, yes, we have title already.
Okay, what's the title?
Public practice of medication storage and disposal among Malaysian population.
Hello, sister. Sir, can you take,
Yes,
can you take the title again? I didn't hear you. You had said
Okay.
something before medication storage.
And disposal among Malaysian population.
Is it knowledge or what?
Yes.
Is it what are you exploring? Knowledge or what? Can you hear me?
Yes, yes. Once again, doctor.
We lost her. Yes. Any member of the group?
Public practice of medication storage.
Okay.
Public practice of medication storage and disposal among Malaysian population.
Right, so the classification based on the source of the data, is it primary or secondary?
Primary.
Okay, very good. Is it descriptive, exploratory, or analytical?
Descriptive.
Descriptive, okay, fine. The process, is it qualitative, quantitative, or mixed method?
Qualitative.
Qualitative. Are you going to have an interview with your patient, with your participants?
Yes.
What kind of interview? Are you going to call them on the telephone or what? Or do you plan to use a questionnaire?
Yes.
Survey.
Questionnaire, yes.
Okay, so survey is survey qualitative or quantitative?
Qualitative.
Are you sure? Survey is under
Quantitative.
quantitative.
Quantitative,
Survey is
Doctor.
quantitative. Okay, fine.
Right.
All right. So I think I like this kind of argument so that everyone will all learn from this. So please, brother, don't feel I'm not embarrassing anyone, please. Don't pick any offense, okay? So based on the outcome, what kind of research is it? Is it fundamental or applied? Group 4? Or are you brainstorming? Can you hear me?
Fundamental.
Okay, fundamental. Very good. That's correct. Okay, group 5. The group leader for group 5. Can you confirm the title? If the group leader is not available, can any member of the group please confirm the title? Group 5 members, are you here?
Yes, Doctor.
Okay, is the title correct?
Yes, Doctor.
All right. So how do you classify it based on the source of the data that you collect?
The source is primary data, primary source.
Is that true? Right. The purpose, based on the purpose?
Descriptive.
Right. Based on the process?
Quantitative.
Quantitative.
Yes.
Why do you think it's quantitative?
Sorry?
Why is it quantitative?
Because we want to study the prevalence or the...
Okay, so you are going to use numbers to describe it?
Yes.
All right. How about the outcome? Classification based on the outcome of the research.
Fundamental.
Fundamental. Six. Are you here? The members or the leader? Group 6, are you here? Group 6. Sorry, there's a mix up here. Group 6. Who is the group leader for group 6? If he or she is not here, can any member speak up? Group 7, can you hear me?
Yes, Doctor.
What's the title of
hello,
your
Doctor.
project? Okay, can you hear me or is my network breaking?
Sorry, Doctor. I'm from Group 6. I'm the
Okay,
representative.
group 6. Okay, do you have a title?
Yes. Telepharmacy and medication delivery. The concept and regulations of online pharmaceutical care services.
Medication delivery, okay. The concepts?
The concept and regulations
Regulations
of online pharmaceutical
Line pharmaceuticals, okay.
Care services
Yeah, services.
in Malaysia. Hello.
Yes, I can hear you.
In Malaysia and Saudi Arabia. Specifically in Madinah. Then dash a comparative study.
Right.
Okay, yes.
So how do you classify it?
It's secondary.
Secondary data. Or what?
Sorry, Doctor. Again?
Is this a review?
Yes, review.
Okay. All right. Beside that, the purpose of the research?
We are not very sure. Maybe descriptive or
okay.
It's a comparison, yeah. So
okay, I think it's descriptive, right? Because if it's exploratory, it's something new that you want to explore. Since you are doing a review, this is secondary, right? Okay. Descriptive, or how about the process? What kind of studies do you want to include? Is it quantitative alone or qualitative or both?
I think we think the main is qualitative, but not very confident yet about the quantitative. Maybe mixed, but the main will be qualitative lah.
Okay, because I think in most cases, if you are doing a review, there are reviews that can include both qualitative and quantitative data, particularly if it's a new topic. So I'm just suggesting, I'm not saying this may not be what you plan to do. So, but I'm just suggesting that this probably may be what you may, your supervisor may want to do, okay? So now let's just leave this blank. We're not sure about this. How about the outcome? Is this fundamental or applied?
Fundamental. Again, we are not very sure. Sorry, Doctor.
Fundamental.
Yeah.
Why do you think it's fundamental?
Because we want to maybe describe what is it, the telepharmacy, and how is the regulation, the law related to that, and it's something like just facts or the concept, not it's sort of application. That's from my point of view.
Okay, fine. Okay, group 7.
Yes, Doctor.
Group 7. Can you hear me? Hello? Hello? Members of group 7, are you here?
Yes, Doctor.
Okay, what's your title?
Self-medication
Okay.
among elderly in Malaysian population.
Okay. Can you classify it? Wish to collect. Is this primary or secondary data?
Primary,
Why do you think it's primary?
because we take the data is solely from the respondents.
Okay, excellent. How about the classification based on the purpose?
We are not sure if it descriptive or exploratory.
Okay, what kind of process do you want to use? Is it qualitative or quantitative?
We want to use mixed qualitative and quantitative.
So you want to give both interviews and give questionnaires. Is that so?
We want to make online questionnaire.
Okay, but do you have the interviews with the respondent, one-on-one interviews with them?
I think no.
Okay, so in that case, I think your research, the purpose of the research is descriptive.
Oh. Okay.
Okay. Usually, if the process is qualitative, then the purpose may be exploratory or descriptive, depending on the issue. So, but for your case now, based on what you have told me now, online surveys, it may most likely, because self-medication among elderly is not something entirely new. So I think it's descriptive in nature.
Okay, doctor.
All right, for the process, for the outcome, what's the outcome?
For outcome, we use fundamentals.
Excellent. This is group 7, right?
Yes, doctor.
Group 8.
Yes, doctor.
Okay, what's your title?
Telepharmacy, students' perspectives and readiness.
Can you take that again, please?
What, doctor?
I didn't hear you.
Telepharmacy, students' perspectives and readiness.
Right? Can you classify this?
The sources from primary sources.
Good. Right?
The purpose, descriptive research.
Take.
The process, mixed method.
Why do you think it's mixed method?
Because we will conduct survey which is quantitative and make percentage, so that is classified as quantitative, and we will explain, describe the perspective of the students.
Okay, are you going to have an interview with them?
Maybe online survey.
The online survey is quantitative. It's still quantitative.
Okay.
Interview has to be you are having an interview with them to explore how or why certain things are so.
Oh.
Is that your objective, or is it just to give the online surveys to them and you analyze the response?
Maybe just online survey and analyze the response.
All right. So I think it's going to be
quantitative.
Yes. This is perspective. You said perspective, right?
What data?
The title is perspective or perception? All right, how about the outcome?
The outcome, fundamental and basic.
Very good. Okay, group 9. Are
Yes,
you
Doctor.
here?
Yes,
Okay.
I'm.
Is the title on the screen correct?
Yes, it's correct.
Okay, based on the source of the information, how do you classify your research?
I think it's going to be primary research because we are going to mainly focus on survey.
Right, purpose of the research?
The purpose, I think it will be analytical because we are going to compare the well-being of pharmacy students with their academic performance.
Process?
The process, I think it's going to be qualitative because we are going to see how the students are feeling during the situation of the pandemic.
Okay, but do you have any? All right. What tool do you want to use for your data collection? Is it online surveys or interviews or focus group discussions?
So far, we are going to go with the online survey.
Only?
Yes.
So I think more is quantitative.
But I have a question, Doctor. May I know why it's quantitative? Because if we are going to relate the well-being and academic performance, how
Yes.
can it be quantitative?
Yeah, quantitative you have to, because for now it's a psychological impact, right?
Yes. Okay.
So psychological impact, that means you are going to have a question for them to describe what the psychological impact on their of the pandemic is on their well-being, right? So these may be in numbers. Perhaps you give them a questionnaire to fill, and based on the score they have in the questionnaire, you can describe them as having low impact, high, moderate impact on their well-being, or high impact on their well-being. So this is how it's still numbers. The basic thing is still numbers, but you can still categorize them into groups. Okay?
So we have to categorize them into whether the pandemic is having a low impact or high impact on the students.
Yes, this is just my own suggestion. It depends on what your supervisor wants to do, but I feel most likely that's how it's going to be.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Doctor.
So it's still quantitative, brother.
Yes. Okay. It's quantitative then.
How about the outcome?
The outcome would be fundamental.
Group 10?
Right. Thank you.
Yeah, most welcome, brother. Group 10.
Hello.
Are you here?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, brother.
So the topic that we have come up with is the resilience of IIUM undergraduate pharmacy students during the COVID-19 pandemic. And then assessing the ability to bounce back.
Brother.
Assessing the ability to bounce back.
Assessing
the ability to bounce back.
What?
The sources of data will be primary.
Assessing ability to what?
Or to bounce back. Sorry.
To what?
To bounce back.
Can you spell?
BOUNCE.
Oh, to bounce back.
Bounce back, yes.
Okay. Sorry, I didn't get your pronunciation.
Sorry.
Apologies. The source of the information of the data?
Sources will be primary.
Purpose?
Purpose will be descriptive because we will to find out the ability of pharmacy students to adapt for the problems, which is COVID-19.
The process?
The process will be mixed.
Mixed, quantitative, qualitative.
will be mixed.
Why is it mixed?
Because we're going to do online survey, since we need to know how many students actually affected by COVID-19 and the fraction of students who actually can bounce back from it.
Okay.
Doctor, it actually bounce back, not bounce back. B-O-U-N-C-E, bounce back.
Okay, sorry. Is it bounce?
Bounce. You know, like hopping bounce, I don't know.
O-U, I think P-U. Oh, sorry. Bounce.
Oh.
Sorry, my mistake. Okay. The outcome?
Outcome will be applied.
Applied.
Yes.
Applied? Why is it applied?
Because
are you solving any problem?
We will find solutions for the what call solutions to bounce back from COVID-19 as a student. So it's going to be applied.
Okay. I don't think it's applied. I think it's fundamental.
It is.
Yes, because you are measuring their ability. You are not giving any intervention to help them bounce back. Because if you say it applies, it is applied, it means you have to identify those who are not resilient, and then you give an intervention to help them become resilient. So that's when it becomes applied.
Oh, actually makes sense.
Okay. Right. Group 11. Thank you, Brian. Group 11.
Yes, Doctor.
Okay. Do you have a title?
Yeah, so far our title is knowledge and perception. Knowledge and perception of antibiotic resistance. Among students of IIUM Kuantan and Gombak. Sorry?
How do you classify it based on the source of your data?
Yeah, all right. So for the source, it will be primary research, because we're going to do a survey on directly from the students.
Okay.
So primary.
The purpose?
The purpose, I think it will be descriptive, because I've seen other research on this topic on different other populations, such as the public, the rural area, and others. But for this topic, it will encompass on the population of university students. So it will be descriptive in the area, in that population.
All right. The process?
The process, I think quantitative, because we're going to do a survey to assess the perception.
Right. The outcomes?
And I think the outcomes will be fundamental.
Okay, good. Okay, thank you.
All right.
Group 12?
Yes, Doctor.
I think that's my group, right?
Yes.
Okay. So what's the title? I'll pretend I don't know. What's the title?
Wait.
Said perception, right?
Yes. IIUM Kuantan student perception.
Option.
In ERTL implementation.
Okay, towards ERTL, right?
Yes.
All right.
Academic, financial, and emotional aspect.
How do you classify this?
For source of the data, it is primary because we want to use a survey.
Right.
Okay, for the purpose, it is descriptive because we want to know the response of the student regarding the ETRL, how they are affected, and describe the situation that happened.
All right, the process.
Yes, for the process, it mixed method.
Why do you think it's mixed?
Because at first we want to know how the student is affected by the ETRL, and for the quantitative, we want to know how many of them is positively or negatively affected by ERTL.
Okay, what's going to be the qualitative? How is the qualitative component? Can you describe the qualitative component of your research?
Qualitative, how they are going to be affected by the ETRL, maybe financially or emotionally or academic.
The reason why I'm asking about this is that you need to understand how it is going to affect them.
Yes.
How you are going to do qualitative? Are you going to use a questionnaire for your research, or is it going to be interview with questionnaires?
Sorry, Doctor. Pardon?
Is it going to be interviews and questionnaires, or questionnaires alone?
Questionnaire.
So I think if the questionnaire alone is quantitative.
Okay.
Qualitative, you have to think of, if you are saying it's mixed method, so you have to think of which component is quality and which one is quantity. So for a group, I think it's quantitative.
Okay.
How about the outcome?
Outcomes is fundamental.
Fundamental.
Because we are trying to see how much or big the ERTL is affecting student based on the three aspects.
Okay, good. All right, thank you, sister. Go 13.
Doctor, wait. The topic, the title is not accurate. Little bit.
What?
It's supposed to be study on IOM student perception on emergency remote teaching learning ERTL, academic performance, emotional and financial aspect. Only the front words.
Study on, right? Is this correct?
I cannot see changes in my slide phone.
I can correct this later.
All right.
All right. So, group 13.
Yes,
Are you
Doctor.
here?
Yes, I'm here. Yes, Doctor.
Okay. What's the title of your project? Is the title in the slide correct?
Doctor, I can see the slide. The
Can't see the
curtain
slide.
slide.
Can you see it now?
I only see group 12.
Can you see it now?
Not yet, Doctor.
Can you see it now?
Yes.
Okay, is the title correct?
Yes, Doctor.
Okay, so how do you classify your research based
For
on the source of your data?
for the sources, we choose secondary. Doctor.
Yes, can you come again? Based on the source, how do you classify your research?
For the sources, we choose the secondary sources.
Okay.
Uh, for the purpose, analytical.
Is it analytical?
Yes, doctor. For
Okay, I'm trying to investigate the association between variables.
sorry, doctor.
Are you looking at association between variables?
Sorry, doctor, I can't hear you clearly.
Okay, are you looking at association between variables?
Yes, doctor. We want to see the interconnection between the religions and the spirituality in terms of medication counseling, whether it is better or not.
Okay.
For the process is qualitative because we don't do the survey.
Okay.
And
So
for
you're
the
going to
outcome,
report only quantitative studies.
yes, doctor.
Okay.
And
How
for
about
the
the
for the outcomes is fundamental.
Okay, good. Right. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, doctor.
Right, group 14. Are you here?
Yes, doctor.
Okay, is the title of a project in the slide correct?
We have some changes in the
No.
title, doctor.
Okay. All right. What's the new title? What's the new proposed title?
The new proposed title is Knowledge, Attitude, and Practice. Doctor?
Yes,
Okay.
I can hear you.
On medication adherence among public and patient with diabetes in Malaysia. Dash a comparative study.
Okay.
Okay, doctor.
It was right. Sure. Comparative. Okay. How do you classify this?
The source is primary research.
Okay, good.
First is descriptive.
Purpose?
Descriptive.
Right. The process?
Okay, the process is quantitative.
The outcome?
Okay, the outcome is fundamental.
Right.
Okay, thank you, doctor.
All right, fine. Thank you so much, sister. All right. So does anyone have any question regarding the classification we have done so far? Any question? Why are you all quiet? Is there any question?
No question, doctor.
All right. So I think we took more than 20 minutes. I actually marked for this. So, but there's no problem. The last part, the lecture I'm supposed to have today on the research method, I will start that in my next lecture, which is going to be on Wednesday, right? Hello?
Yes, doctor.
Yes, doctor.
Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, doctor.
So on Wednesday, we'll discuss research method and research design. If we're unable to finish that, I will move the remaining part to the day of the tutorial. I'll finish up, then I will have the tutorial again. I will do the tutorial. I will schedule another class because I know your schedule is packed. So inshallah, within the time I'm giving, I will take the lecture because the lecture on research method is just 10 slides. Is it 10 or 12 slides? 12 slides. So it wouldn't take me so long to finish that. So on Wednesday, I will start the lecture on research method, and after that, then I'll go into research design. If I don't finish research design, then the second hour, which is for the tutorial, I'll complete research design and then do the tutorial. Is that okay with you all?
Yes, doctor.
Okay, so now do you have a good understanding of how to classify your research?
Yes,
Or you
doctor.
still have difficulties? If you have any difficulty, you let me know.
Okay, doctor.
I was thinking that I postponed the lecture I'm supposed to have now just to have this so that you have a good understanding. You begin to understand how to classify your own research and why it is so. So if you can do that now, to Alhamdulillah, I am okay with that. For the research method, it's just quantitative and qualitative research, and then the comparison between the two of them. So the slide I have is not more than 10 slides, but I think the time is actually up, and I don't want to rush through that. So inshallah, on Wednesday, we'll discuss research methods. Once we finish research method, then we'll discuss research design. Is that okay with you?
Yes,
Okay,
doctor.
doctor.
Right. Any question regarding research, classification of research, or the previous lectures we had last week? If you have any question, you can ask now.
I think no question for now, but if we have any question, we will ask you immediately.
All right, inshallah. So I wish you all the best. I think you have another lecture now in the next 5 minutes. So with this, I come to the end of my lecture for today. I'll see you on Wednesday, inshallah.
Inshallah. Thank you very much.
So best wishes to you all.
Thank you very much,
Start
sir.
writing your research proposal already. Start working on your literature review and then planning your research because your proposal is coming in 18 days time. So you do not have enough time, particularly for those who are going to do primary research. You have to plan and make sure your proposal is ready before that day or latest 2 days after the proposal presentation. The reason is that we need to apply for ethics approval, and ethics approval may take time, and you cannot start data collection until you have ethics approval. Okay, at least from the Kulia. You may get the ethical approval from IREC later, but if you have the Kulia approval, you can start if you are conducting your research among pharmacy students. So please try to work on your proposal and get it ready. I will discuss with the person in charge at the postgraduate office to expedite the review of your proposal so that we can get the approvals early and you can start your data collection. Okay?
Okay, doctor.
All right, so I will see you inshallah on Tuesday. So I don't want to take too much of your time with this. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam. Thank you very much, doctor.
Yeah, most welcome.